Hello guys and welcome to my second video of today. So I have already done a season preview for the New York Islanders today, and right now let's look at the Buffalo Sabres. And of course the biggest story, or arguably one of the biggest stories of this coming season, would be this guy, Taylor Hall, coming in Buffalo, signing a one-year contract for $8 million. And of course, we'll see what Taylor Hall will produce in Buffalo. I think it was kind of a surprise for Taylor Hall to sign with the Sabres. He was saying for a long time that he wants to be a cup contender, and right now he signs with the Sabres, which actually we could probably agree that Buffalo Sabres definitely aren't cup contenders, at least for this coming season. And another big story for the Buffalo Sabres, of course, Dylan Cozens coming up this season. It will be his rookie season in the NHL. I don't have him on the board as of right now. I took all these line combinations from the dailyfaceoff.com and they did not have him there. So I don't have him on the board, but Sabres fans, don't be angry at me. I did not forget about him. I just went through the statistics from the Daily Faceoff and they did not have him in this lineup, but definitely I'm sure that Dylan Cozens would be and will be a very important part of the Buffalo Sabres roster this coming season, as well as Taylor Hall. So let's look at the last three seasons for the Buffalo Sabres, which have not been that good. Season 17-18, pretty poor, only 62 points for the Buffalo Sabres in that season. Season after, a little bit better, but still pretty bad, 76 points in the season 18-19. And the last season, the Sabres were projected to finish after the full 82 games schedule with a grand total of 81 points. They of course didn't make even the playing round series, which was a great disappointment for the Sabres fan. Always before the season they are talking that maybe today, maybe this time we could get into playoffs, but it just did not make. Sabres did not make it happen last season, and I'm a little bit afraid that they will not be able to make it even this season. But we will see. Last season, statistics from the last season: power play clicking at 18.88%. That's 20th best, or that was 20th best in the NHL. Penalty kill averaging 74.59%. That was 30th in the NHL, so the second worst penalty kill for Buffalo Sabres. They definitely will want to improve their penalty kill this season, but I'm afraid that Taylor Hall or Dylan Cozens really would not help that much with the penalty kill, but we'll see. Goals for 2.80, so that's 21st in the league, or that was last season 21st in the league. Again, not that good. Goals against 3.12, that was only 22nd best in the NHL. So even based on these statistics, you could see that Buffalo Sabres really, in any of these categories, they weren't the team that would deserve to make playoffs. So probably it was objective that they really didn't make it. Injured. Very unfortunate injury coming to a player from Latvia. Cozens will not be playing in the next season. Just a few days ago, I think actually yesterday, the news came that he was injured during a practice, so a very unfortunate injury for Cozens. I do believe that it is something with his hamstring. So he's out for at least 6 months, so this season is pretty much over for Zimus Cozens. A very unfortunate injury just before the start of the season. I'm sure it's very hard for Cozens to handle that he won't be able to play. But yeah, Cozens will be out for the Sabres. And cap hit currently for the Buffalo over 78 million. So really they don't have that much of a cap space. And later we'll talk also about RFAs and UFAs coming after this season, and they have a pretty lot of them, to be honest with you. A pretty lot of unrestricted free agent and also restricted free agent coming up for the Buffalo Sabres after this season is finished. So let's look at the roster of the Buffalo Sabres for this coming season, 2021. The first line potentially will be Taylor Hall on the left wing, Jack Eichel, of course, as the center of the first line, and Olofsson, which had a really, really good last season, especially goal scoring was really good for Victor Olofsson. That is supposed to be the 12th best first line in the NHL, according to the once again dailyfaceoff.com. The second line probably for Buffalo will be Jeff Skinner, Eric Staal, and Sam Reinhart, 17 best in the NHL between the second lines. The third line, Toby Reeder, Cody Eakin, and Kyle Okposo. This is projected by the Daily Faceoff to be the second worst third line in the NHL, and the second worst fourth line in the NHL is projected to be the line of Sheehan, Lazar, and Thompson. So really, I think the first two lines pretty good, but the third and fourth line, there could be some problems with Buffalo when we are talking about forward depth, definitely. The first two, the first top six of the forwards, and especially when we add Dylan Cozens here, I think that's pretty solid, but these two formations, I think they could struggle when these two formations will be on the ice, but we will see. And of course, Dylan Cozens is here, not to forget, but I just don't have him on the board. As I have said earlier, I took all the data about roster from Daily Faceoff, and they just don't have him included yet, because of course he has just a few days ago, just 2 days ago, he finished World Juniors, winning the silver medal with Canada, losing in the finals to America, so he's probably right now on his way to Buffalo to try to, I'm not sure if he will start in the first game on the 13th of January, but I'm sure pretty soon he will be ready for the Sabres to go. Let's look at the defense right now. The first defensive pair probably for Sabres, as the Daily Faceoff says, would be McCabe alongside Rasmus Ristolainen. I think Ristolainen has been on his way out of Buffalo for quite some time, but he is still there, as you can see. So this is projected to be only the third worst first defensive pair in the NHL. Again, not that good numbers for the Sabres. Second defensive pair, Rasmus Dahlin, a great defender. Of course, the number one pick of the draft 2019, if I'm correct. And Brett Montour, or no, sorry, not 2019, of course 2018. And Brett Montour, so that is projected to be 20th overall second defensive pair in the league. And the third defensive pairing probably will be Miller alongside Jokiharju, that is projected to be the 22nd best third defensive pair in the NHL. Goalies for the Buffalo Sabres, probably Linus Ullmark and Carter Hutton, as in the last few seasons. Or in the last season, and yeah, let's look at the restricted free agents first. Restricted free agents for the Sabres coming up after this season, of course, it will be Rasmus Dahlin, the big guy. He definitely will demand a little bit of a raise in his salary. Maybe a little bit higher even, so definitely Buffalo must be prepared to pay some money to Rasmus Dahlin, their probably greatest prospect alongside Jack Eichel there. Samuel Reinhart also will be a restricted free agent after this season, and also Jokiharju, the Finnish defenseman, will be also a restricted free agent. In unrestricted free agents, quite a lot of them. Taylor Hall, of course, unrestricted free agent. He would be free to leave Buffalo after this season. I think it is probable that he would leave Buffalo. Buffalo definitely has not that much of a cap space, and they will want to keep Rasmus Dahlin and probably Samuel Reinhart, but we'll see. So Taylor Hall, after this season, he would be free to leave Buffalo. But if he would feel, good in Buffalo after this season, if he would enjoy playing games in KeyBank Center or wherever they would be played in these crazy times, then I think he might stay with the Sabres, but I think more probably is that Taylor Hall will probably leave the Sabres after this season. Eric Staal, of course, coming from Minnesota, he also will be unrestricted free agent after the season ends. Also Reeder, also McCabe, Montour, and both of the goalies actually, Linus Ullmark and Carter Hutton, will be unrestricted free agents after this season. So Buffalo, some concerns in the net, and they will have to decide if they want to, bring in some other goaltenders, some, maybe a better goaltender you would have for money of these two combined, and you would get some young guy as a backup, or if you want to keep those two, I don't know. I don't know what Buffalo decides to do, but there are many opportunities with those lot of players being UFAs or RFAs potentially. So yeah, a lot of players' contracts will end after the season in Buffalo. So a lot of work to be done for the general manager of the Sabres in the next few months. And of course, probably the biggest question the Sabres fans have right now on their minds is if Taylor Hall will stay in Buffalo after this season. I think nobody knows right now. And another big question is, of course, how Dylan Cozens will do in his first season in the NHL. He has shown some great skills, in the junior championship that was played right now. The MVP, of course, being Trevor Zegras, but even Dylan Cozens played very well in this tournament. So definitely he seems to be in quite some form before this coming NHL season. And my prediction for Buffalo Sabres is actually that they would finish 7th in the Eastern Division. I have above them, of course, finishing Boston. I have above them Washington, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, New York Rangers, and New York Islanders. So I think that only New Jersey would be worse than Buffalo Sabres. But we'll see. That's just my prediction for them, 7th in the Eastern Division. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Buffalo Sabres and their season preview for the upcoming season 2021. I hope you did enjoy it, and thank you very much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and comment down below how do you think the Sabres will do in this upcoming season, and if do you think that they will make playoffs or not. So definitely tell me down in the comment section your thoughts, and stay safe, stay healthy, and I will be talking to you again with the NHL videos, with the football videos, and generally with the sports videos probably very soon. So until then, bye guys, and stay safe. Bye guys.